In this video, Megan and I are going to bring you the West Coast Swing basic partnering techniques for beginners. If you are a leader and you feel like your follower isn't going or goes too fast, if you're a follower and you feel like your leader's yanking on you or not getting out of your way doing the patterns, we're going to share the secret techniques of exactly how to hold your hands to accomplish perfect leading and following. But first, we're going to cover the actual problems that you're having. My name is Brian B.
I'm Miss Megan.
The first one is real simple, and it's called Know Your Footwork. And I want to boil this down to 3 patterns. You should know a push or a sugar push footwork, a pass footwork, and whip footwork. And so my litmus test for this with my students, and you should do this at home, is can you dance with music all by yourself a sugar push, let's just say a side pass, a left side pass, and a whip all by yourself. That will cover 85% of what you need to know. First and foremost, know your footwork to the push, pass, and the whip. Second thing that's going to lead into this in connection is I have a theory that my footwork actually leads a lot of my connection. Meaning, if I plunk back to my first step like my foot's a box, I'm going to pull my partner. So what I want to get good at is rolling through my feet, where I step on the ball of my foot and roll to the heel, step on the ball of my foot, roll to the heel, same thing. And if I'm going forwards, I have 2 options. I can either step on my heel and roll to my toe, or I can step softly on my toe and roll my foot in. I'm going to have Megan articulate that for the followers, since followers get to do both.
Yes, so followers, like Brian said, we can either go heel to toe,
which I find is the easiest for beginners.
Is easier to roll through your feet. Or you can go toe to heel, which I find easier, but it's because of my dance background, my ballet background.
So practice moving forward incrementally, even if you do this like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you get used to rolling your weight into your foot. The reason why that's important is that when I lead something like a left side pass, if I just dance plunking to my foot, you can see that we move a little disjointed. But if I can get used to rolling through my feet, 2 things happen. Number 1, Megan's rolling through her feet, so she has an ability to either roll fast or slow, depending upon how quick I'm moving, and stay connected. So know your footwork, number 1. Number 2 is roll through your feet. Don't make them boxes on the bottom of your feet. Now we get into the connection part. There's 2 major connections in West Coast Swing. One of them is an away connection. Easy way to practice this, grab 2 hands, just get some pull on your partner, and see if you can stand here, maybe with 2 feet. We're making this up as we go, and hold your connection down. Bingo, right? So I'm connected to my partner, because if we weren't connected, don't be connected to me for a second, you're going to see that happen. So we have to have some awareness of this, and Megan's starting to feel my weight into my feet, and then I can lower down and stay connected away. Now, we could do that without touching, right? We could just do this on our own. Let me lead you down. Let me lead you down. That's a toward connection, right? But we're using one another. Now, to practice this, left side pass is the easiest one. We want to maintain connection the whole way. So whatever we have to do, even if my footwork has to move a little bit away, maybe I'm not doing exactly what my footwork was taught to me exactly in the one video I watched, I'm going to slightly vary my footwork just to maintain that connection, because the connection's more important, right? I'm going to contradict myself. Let me tell you why connection is more important. Even if I walked on the wrong foot, if you look at my footwork, I just did that on the follower's footwork, but the connection felt good to Megan. So we have to know the rules before we can break them. I'm not advocating being on the wrong foot. That'll just mess you up in the beginning. But we're going to roll through our feet using that away connection. The tricky thing about West Coast Swing is that we're going to now manage a towards connection. And right off the bat, we learn this sugar push, which sucks because we're going to go from an away connection to a towards connection. We're going to shove our partners and all that jazz. Let's cover a couple things on the sugar push.
I think we get to the shoving of the partner because nobody gets the toward connection.
This hand, if you were to hang a purse or a small bag off your elbow, it would create some tension down. That's a good way to think about this. There's a million different ways, but the fact that this is going to stay lower, you do not want to have this start to happen because now I'm pulling with my arm muscles.
And it happens so much.
It happens. So when you dance your sugar push, try not to do what happens in beginner class and our hands float up. If anything, we want them to float down or down and back. Now, one of the analogies that I use for the followers, this comes back to number one, is know your footwork. Meaning, as soon as I initiate Megan, she's moving this direction. I don't have to pull her. So this comes to the followers. Followers, you fall in one of two categories. Either you do know your footwork and you just go too fast. Or you don't know your footwork and you wait and go, I have to have a good leader, and you make the leaders drag you around every step and put you on every step.
Or you don't know your footwork and then you guess and try to go too fast.
So if you've been on Facebook or even here on YouTube, you've heard of this guy, Damon D'Amico. Damon said something brilliant, said, followers, you're always told to not anticipate. And he said, I want you to anticipate every step you take, just don't act too fast. So this comes into Megan knows she's going forward, she's rolling through her feet. She anticipates what it is, but she doesn't go too fast. Does that make sense? Anything to chime in for the followers on the away or towards connection?
Yes, on the towards connection. So in a sugar push, 1, 2, followers, it comes to not acting too fast. You need to connect here and wait for the leader to actually lead you back.
So as a general rule, the leader, I will compress more in my arms. If I were to throw a ball, if Megan were to throw a ball at me, I would catch it out in front and absorb. If it's coming in hot and heavy, I'm going to catch and absorb more. I'm going to reach out and catch it earlier. If it's very soft, I might be able to catch it without my arms moving back. So leaders, it's the same thing. I feel my follower, I catch her, I absorb in a little bit, I help her. She's not going to let this happen unless I push on her. And then we move back and away. So a good general rule, these elbows aren't going to go too far behind the body. Again,
but they have this little bit of play.
As we get more advanced, you for sure will see this. But in the beginning, if I keep them more or less alongside of my body, that's probably the best way to go. So that is your away connection and your towards connection. Another thing, and this kind of, I'm going to start to go to my super special handhold because we have to talk about spins. So if Megan is really good at spinning, I can kind of suck at my lead and it's still going to work, which is why the footwork is most important. So know your footwork. But leaders, I'm going to go on this side. Here is the grip that I prefer after years and years and years of West Coast swing. This is almost like a toy gun. These fingers are going to go here. She's going to hook across on top. There's like a space in here, so if I were to turn my wristwatch to the sky, I could use, this is called cup and pin. This is the pin, these are the cup, Megan's got the cup, and that's the handhold for an inside turn. So that's why the inside turn is the easiest. Everything's the same. We step 1, I give her a little prep on 2. She uses what we call a rotational connection. There's a third connection in West Coast swing, a teeny bit of rotation connected into that. Now, she's anticipating it's a spin, so it doesn't take much effort for the spin to happen because she knows her footwork, she has anticipated the correct pattern, she hasn't acted too fast, and she's used this slight prep or rotation into the connection. Now, leaders, as I take this over, I'm going to slowly turn my wristwatch to the sky and then drop it back down to this position. I call it like a spiral staircase. It goes up and down at a pretty...
I say a roller coaster.
The roller coaster. This is a roller coaster, Megan. The roller coaster goes up and down. I want a spiral staircase so it's very even and predictable for the follower up as quick as it goes down. And we're maintaining that connection away. This comes to the super secret part. If I do everything correct, I've rolled my weight into my feet. I've connected my arms to my body. I've connected my body weight. Everything's perfect, but I don't use my fingers. Emily's like, you're out of the frame. So that awareness of your fingers in that little grip. Now, for the followers, we're going to get even more detailed. The middle 2 fingers are the ones, this is the follower side, connecting over the top. If I were to pick a finger, and you can try this, take that and squeeze. I'm going to leave the leader's hand the same, and Megan's going to squeeze mostly with her pinky finger. Pinky finger. No, you can leave them all in there, but just that feels weird. Then try your ring finger. That actually feels good. Foreshadowing. That's the middle finger, not so bad. Index finger, less good. Probably a combination of the ring finger and the middle finger. If I were to pick one to focus on, it's probably the pinky finger. Because,
not for me.
Yeah, so,
I focus on the middle finger.
So one of those 2 fingers, that alone will help keep us connected through the turns. If you have any questions, type them down below. If you want a video we did that's called How to Stop Looking Like a Beginner, some of the things that we physically do that make us look not as good, because all of us want to look good on the dance floor and develop confidence, you can watch this video down here. If you want the best way to level up your West Coast swing from beginner to pro level moves, yes, we've had people that have gone from beginner to pro level moves with our website. You can try a membership up here, 14 days free. Yeah, it's awesome. You should try it. We have an app too in both Google and what's the other one? Apple. Bingo. See you on the dance floor soon.